In this video, we're talking about a method that I use to not worry about paying bills. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reese, and in today's episode, we're talking about paying for your bills 12 months in advance. So what am I talking about here? Basically, if you get a bill that you can pay upfront, the full 12 months or 2 years or 3 years, whatever period of time, and it's something that is absolutely crucial to your life and is going to remain crucial to your life for that period of time, pay for the whole lot when you have the capability to do so. In previous videos, we talked about building a buffer. Basically, you should be putting more money into your bills account than what you take out of it. If you've calculated all of the bills that you have over the course of a year, you need to work out what percentage you need to be putting away every pay to make sure you're putting in $1,000 more, $2,000 more, whatever it is, because that extra money, we'll talk about it like I said in another video, will go towards something more beneficial to your finances. But for the sake of this video, it will give you an understanding of how you can actually utilize some of that extra money. So let's say you need $150 a week for bills and you're putting $300 into your bills account. They're made up numbers. It doesn't matter. It could be $10 versus $20. It doesn't matter. You're putting more in than what you're taking out. Over time, you'll build up a buffer, and that money can then be allocated towards lump sum bills. So the whole concept of this is paying for your bills up front. Before I get into what types of bills that you're gonna pay, I'm just gonna talk about some of the risks. One of the risks is that you will be locked in. So 12 months is a long time. You can't change anything because you've already paid for it for that period of time. And one of the biggest risks, which we'll talk about later as well, is direct debit. So if you sign up to a program for 12 months, and it's a direct debit, so it debits your card once a year. After that 12 months time, let's say you haven't made a note or you don't remember that that's coming up, and essentially it's gonna tick over, they're gonna charge you for another 12 months. So you need to stay on top of the things that are being direct debited, and it's a big risk when you do it for 12 months because you'll generally forget about it. I know I have before, and it sucks. But why is it good? Why am I advocating to do this? It's usually cheaper to do this 12 months in advance because businesses want your business now. And if they can lock you in for that period of time, they're usually willing to offer discounts. It might be small, but it's still a discount. You're gonna pay that money, whether it be monthly, weekly, fortnightly, or yearly. Why not pay for the cheapest method, assuming that you're gonna continue with that service? The concept of building up that savings account with a little bit extra every week means you're allocating money to these future bills. So that should reduce your stress, knowing that financially you're gonna be fine if the bill comes along, because you put more money into that savings account. Over time, it's gonna build up. You get slapped with a $600 12-month bill, no worries, but you only have to pay it once a year. So realistically, you're going to accumulate savings, which is a safety net. You also are going to be able to pay any bill that comes to you just by having a little bit of discipline and kind of sacrificing a little bit more than you usually would to your bills. My recommendation is finding that sweet percentage which doesn't take too much of your life away. I know that everyone's different and every scenario is different, but realistically it should be 5 to 10% more than what you actually need for your bills. At a minimum, feel free to do as much more as you want. And not every single 12-month payment is a lock-in or a direct debit. Most monthly, fortnightly payments will be direct debited. That's the way they set it up because it kind of catches people off guard. It's bad for the customer because people will literally have a gym membership, not go to the gym, not cancel it, and continue to get charged for that service. Stupid, it's wasted money. With this method of paying up front, usually it will just be a one-up payment where after 12 months, the company is going to have to reach out to remind you, hey, your service is running out on this date, please renew with us, and you can make that decision whether or not you want to actually stay with them. The last one would be that the company that you've paid for this subscription for 12 months can't alter the price midway through because you're locked in for 12 months. You've already paid the money up front, they can't ask you for more. Why would they be able to? Whereas some companies like Netflix, for example, could up their prices every month. It's probably not going to go the other way where they've reduced their prices. So it's a win for you as well in that sense. Just to give some examples, I'm going to talk about some of the things I pay for 12 months in advance. And I don't benefit from discounts from all of them, but I still do it just for that mindset and peace of mind, not having to worry about a new bill coming up, not having to pay for it multiple times, not having it direct debited from my account because it's a one-off payment. So things like car registration, I don't really gain anything. It's not cheaper to do it. but I do it 12 months in advance because I have the option to, because I save that buffer up and I don't have to do it 4 times throughout the year. Nothing wrong with not doing it that way, but it's something that I like to do that way, and it, like I said, it puts my mind at ease. My car insurance, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's a little bit cheaper to do it for 12 months, and if I do crash my car, I'm going to be claiming it anyway. Gym membership. Now, this is kind of a controversial one. You kind of need to make that decision for yourself. I personally go enough to warrant paying 12 months in advance. I've been going for almost 10 years now, and it's something that I really love to do. Not everyone is as disciplined as me, so it's definitely something to consider whether or not you should be paying 12 months up front, or maybe trying a month and making sure you go regularly. Extend that a little bit over a period of time to the point where you feel comfortable paying 12 months in advance. I do personally get it cheaper for doing that, but every gym's different, so it's something where you'd have to negotiate, but definitely something to consider doing. I pay for my health insurance 12 months in advance. I don't like the idea of money being taken every month out of my bills account. Just paying it up front gets it over and done with, and I believe I pay even more in advance as often as I can before premiums go up, so therefore it's still cheaper than what it would be tomorrow. And the last one is for my home. I pay landlord's insurance. So it's just insurance for my house. Things that I pay for monthly or fortnightly, I have a Shopify account, something that I'm just learning how to use and something that is just being a little bit of a side project for myself. That is definitely something that I'm paying for monthly because at any moment I could give up on it. Time is going to escape me and I'm not going to have time to put towards it. Paying for a full year membership, it would have been cheaper, but it's not something that I wanted to do purely because I didn't know if I would continue to do it. So that's a good example of something that I'm not necessarily going to pay for 12 months upfront on the get-go until I know that it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to do. So leading out of that, an extra consideration is to definitely not sign up to something for 12 months or pay for something 12 months in advance if it's kind of like a fad or an impulse. You need to sleep on it. You need to know that it's something that's reoccurring, something that adds value to your life and something that you're going to continue doing in the future, because if it's just going to last a week and you pay for 12 months, you lose that money. Ultimately, it's not the best decision for you, and you should be able to decide for yourself if that is actually valuable to you. The gym being the best example for that scenario. Like I mentioned earlier, common traps are the subscription trap. If you're direct debited or you are subscribed to something that has a reoccurring payment, make sure you're aware of it. Generally, after you sign up, like a month after you sign up, you can cancel that service, which I personally do with some things, and it has the benefit of me not getting recharged every 12 months without me knowing about it. A company wants your business. If you're not being direct debited, but you are signed up with them and your subscription or membership is running out, they're gonna contact you to re-sign up. They want your money, they're gonna notify you. Just check your emails, check your phone number, however they wanna contact you, they will. When the billing cycle comes around every 12 months, make sure that you read it from top to bottom and make sure that you know what you're signing, you know what you're paying. Realistically, if it's on the edge, negotiate. I negotiate between gyms every year and I try to get the best price possible. It's not that much effort to negotiate, but I save hundreds of dollars. An example, I paid around about $600 for 12 months at the gym, which works out to around about $11 a week, roughly. I know someone who was paying $1,200 for the same membership. Same services, same everything. What? That's $600. That's a small holiday. That's a nice gift just for talking about it and negotiating. It's worth doing. Pay attention to what they're charging you. Find information so you can compare it and then tell them this is what I'm willing to pay. If they're not, find somewhere else that is. Get the best deal. So the logic here that needs to be broken, that I see very regularly, is that it's easier to budget monthly versus annually because I'll be too tempted to dip into those savings to spend. The whole purpose of this channel is to motivate you to get disciplined and get your finances in check. This is something that really helps mentally surrounding money and stress, and it's something that you can do. You need to put some structure into your life in order to worry less about money. Having money in a bank account is not the end of the world if it's purposed or allocated for expenses that will allow you to live comfortably. Discipline will teach you to save, and it will give you the edge when it comes to your finances. Getting into the routine of paying for things that are ongoing, that are going to add value to your life 12 months in advance, is going to add value to your life. It's going to reduce stress, and it's definitely going to teach you to build up that buffer, that savings that you need to survive. Discipline takes practice, but it has really huge advantages which could set you up for a very long time. I hope you liked today's video. If you learned something, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. It always helps the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.